What's up, what's up, what's up? This is Daysu, Junkanoo, Miami, the first edition podcast. And I am here with my boy,
Carlis Davis in the building.
Carlis Davis in the building. And yep, if y'all don't know, I'm sure y'all better recognize. Y'all need to get up to the times. Carlis been all over the city doing his thing, you know, as far as modeling and promotions, and you just judged a bikini swimwear, boy. I was surprised, but that's impressive, boy.
Shout out to Jess.
Jess, you put them on. And, I mean, we ain't going to get into great detail about that because I got my own personal opinions about the models and the ones that won.
Well, he knows all his politics behind things.
Yeah, I know it's politics, man, but God, boy, look at here. The ones that I thought was supposed to win, they ain't win. So
okay, yeah. Well, anyway, you know what? Let's get without further ado. Let's get into what we came here for. We're trying to talk to Daysu about Junkanoo here in Miami. I see you got a page for it.
Yeah,
we appreciate your page for it. We see you over on Gombe. We see you in almost every city in Miramar doing your thing.
I make my rounds.
Okay. So what is Junkanoo in Miami? What is that to you?
Junkanoo, Miami. Actually, I'm a photographer by trade. You know that. So I have a love for Junkanoo here in South Florida. I have a love because I grew up in the culture of Junkanoo here in South Florida. And I can't say it's a difference when you say the culture here in South Florida as far as Junkanoo is different than what's back home. Right. All due respect to what's happening back home.
Most definitely.
But it's a different culture here in South Florida, all because of Gombe. Yeah. Really, I could say all because of Gombe. I'm going back further with Bruce Benaby, and we'll get into that later. But I grew up under the drum, the bells, so it was always in my soundtrack. So growing up, as a photographer, Junkanoo was always there. So it just felt right to mesh the two, you know what I mean?
All right. So like Junkanoo in Miami, is that something that y'all just migrate everything from Nassau or actually from the Bahamas and bring over here? Do y'all have your own group? Like how down there we got the Saxons, we got the Volley Boys.
You a Saxon. I know you're a Saxon.
Well, you're not got to call it Saxon.
I know you see. That's the first name.
I'm born Saxon.
That's the first name you pull out the hat, so I know you say
right.
Yeah.
Right. So do y'all have a name of your group, or y'all just this is for every Bahamian that wants to come over and just join or be a part of it, or what? What is that?
Well, the crazy thing is Bahamian descents, gravitate to what they know, but it ain't even just exclusive to Bahamians. Okay. You got Americans here, descendants of Bahamians. You have other cultures, Trinidadians, you have Haitians, you have, anybody from an island that understand rhythm and understand, that spirit.
One love, one blood. I love that.
That right there. They could jump right in, and we teach them just how Bruce from the beginning, he taught his neighbors, his church members, he taught them how to play, shake bells, how to, to perform. So they jump right in and they've been a part of it. So it's the same tradition, shout out to Big Reggie. He did the same thing. Langston, Neely. We had, Gio. He did. It was a lot of members, a lot of founding members. That's what they did. They just grabbed guys from the community. Okay. So you don't necessarily have to be Bahamian, but it's preferred. But you don't necessarily have to be Bahamian to be a part of Junkanoo, Miami. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because the spirit.
I guess that's just like, Bob Marley got this one song, music is the key for everything. It's like it brings everything together. It's almost like a social drug. We're using Junkanoo as a social drug for everybody to come together.
Part.
I see in the past, I guess probably in the past year or two, I guess you may want to pay homage or tribute to. I see maybe that two of your friends may have passed away.
Oh, man. Yeah. We just lost Ivan Ritchie. Ivan Ritchie was the leader of Sunshine Junkanoo, the group in which I came up under, directly under Bruce Benaby. When Bruce Benaby passed, Ivan Ritchie took over the group, and he kept it going forward. And everything I learned about the behind-the-scenes part of Junkanoo, I learned from him because the stress, getting the guys together, the costume building, the instrument making, getting the goat skin and the cow skin from the slaughterhouse and soaking it and taking the hair off and covering the cans and all that. I learned that from him. And we had a lot of fun doing it. Mm-hmm. it's tedious. That's why I don't have my own group, because I don't think I have the temperament for that. Jesus Christ, bro. Dealing with these guys, man, and getting them to the gig, getting them on time, and, and the stress about money and how much they're getting paid and all that. I really can't deal with that. But it's still, once it works, it works. Right. But Ivan Ritchie was a pinnacle part of Junkanoo here in South Florida. I mean,
shout out to Ivan Ritchie.
Yeah, man. Ivan Ritchie, man. You did your thing. I can't say much. I can't say enough about this brother. He was my brother. We had our dealings. We fell out for a certain amount of time. And I couldn't deal with him on the business side of it because we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things. But then at the same time, on the friendship level, he was A1. So and he birthed a lot of guys that's leaders now. Came up under him, and he showed them the ropes and everything, and now they got their own group. So shout out to Ivan Ritchie, man. You did your thing. All right. Yeah.
So what? Is there anything upcoming for? I see that. What we having? When is the next carnival? You guys participating? Junkanoo? I know carnival is coming down in South.
Yeah, you mean down
at the fairgrounds or something like that next month or month after?
What, youth fairgrounds?
The youth fairground, yeah.
Really? Yeah. Well, they had Junkanoo participation at the youth fair. That was 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Rick and his group at Rhythms. I don't want to mess up the name, but it's Rhythms Entertainment. Yeah, Rhythms Entertainment under Rick. He did a great job, though. I ain't gonna lie. He did a great job with getting the guys together and showing up and showing out. And they performed almost every other night, I think it was, or 3 times a week or something.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it was crazy. He did his thing, and they had a little parade. I ain't gonna say a little parade, but they did a parade all around the whole thing. So, they really enjoyed that. Hopefully, they bring him back to do it again because, to me, what I saw, it was a success. What he pulled off. Yeah. And he's one of the group leaders here in South Florida, and he's doing his thing. But, I'd like to see that. We got Martin Luther King coming up, which Junkanoo is not going to be a part of. And I want to be on the street. I want to be on 54th Street, and I want to interview a lot of people and see how they feel about it, how they feel about Junkanoo not being a part of the Martin Luther King parade, because that's a staple. Me growing up in South Florida, I've always seen it. Always ended with first. I'm gonna show my age, but Jackson had a drill team, and Jackson's drill team, they were close to the end, and they used to do their dance, and oh man, they used to tear it up. But then the final straw was the Junkanoo coming, and everybody waited. That's how you knew the parade was over. Because everybody just went crazy and Junkanoo would come through and do their thing. But I don't think we're going to be on it. We're going to be on Martin Luther King this year.
That's sad to say.
That's sad, but, for every year it kept dwindling, getting less and less, and the presence, But we got a new generation right now, and these young guys, really, they motivated by money, Back them days, it was just you could buy a 6-pack of beer, and these guys were Junkanoo all night long. You know what I'm saying?
That's not what, for me, coming from Mason Edition inside, just growing up in the Saxon, that wasn't for us right then. Thinking about the money part of it.
Yeah, money was
just the fun part of it. It's like I said earlier, it's a social drug for us. It's like something we could just get along with. No fighting, no
fighting, no cussing, no fussing.
No cussing.
Yeah, we just surround ourselves with the joy and the fun of bringing that spirit of Junkanoo. But I'd like to see the fun come back, because when it's motivated by money, you lose the fun. It's either there because of fun or you there because of money. Like when I jump in with other groups and I'm playing with other groups, they ask me to perform. Of course, we're going to get a couple dollars, a little gas money or whatever, this and that. But really, I'm only there for the fun. I'm real for the fun, get a little workout, get my shoulders working, But other than that, man, I'd like to see that come back. What
about so what are the drums do you play? You play drums, or you play the? I know because Junkanoo is built up on what? I know drums. You got kettlebells.
No. We have Cowbells.
The cowbells.
Cowbells. Yeah, it's cowbells.
Work up so I'm sorry. But it's the cowbells, you know?
Yeah.
Like you got the drums.
Cowbells, tom-toms.
The tom-toms.
Yeah, you got your bass drums.
Mm-hmm.
And we got some scrapers where you do the scrapers. And then later on, right now, we have horn players. You know, so horn players is a major part now.
Players. Yeah, that's a big thing inside.
With the melody and everything.
I see the Valley got a lot of horn players. You guys, shout out to Valley boys.
Valley. But sax and horn brass, man. Sax and brass is serious right now, man.
Okay,
yeah, they fanfares and Saxon, man, they bringing like 200 people out on Bay Street, man. Just horns, man. You know, but I shake bells. I started with bass. I started playing bass. But as I got up in age, and I can't carry that can like that, so I grabbed me some bells, boy.
If you take the simpler way
out. Man, I couldn't keep carrying that big can, man. And you know, I used to love playing bass, but Francis, shout out to him too, because he passed this year also. You know, Mr. Clean, we used to call him Francis. He taught me how to play bass, actually. And yeah, he passed, I think, around the same week as Ivan Ritchie. But veteran in the business, man. It was these guys, they used to have fun, and they used to just go out and do their thing. So Francis taught me how to play bass. I played bass for many years with Sunshine Junkanoo, and then I graduated over to Shaking Bells. And that's all I've been. I can't play no horns. I can't play no tom-tom, that rhythm. I can't hold that rhythm that long like that. So it is what it is, man. But Junkanoo, I mean, further in this podcast, I want us to get deeper into the fundamentals as far as the veterans and people that have actually contributed, you know, to Junkanoo here in South Florida. And that was the main issue I want to have with this podcast and bringing up, is that we got guys, new descendants that is over here from the Bahamas, and they see what we're doing here, and they're trying to compare the two. And
which there should not be, because at the same time, like I said, shout out to you guys that's keeping it live and real, and keeping it going here in Miami. Because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have Junkanoo in Miami.
No,
you understand? No. So, but I mean, I know that there's the original ones coming from Nassau. Yeah. I'm saying, hey, we the original ones. We coming from authentic background. Or
exactly. All due respect.
And all due respect to them, you know. But
that's the motherland.
That's not to hate on the ones who actually been trying to carry it when you guys were sleeping. Nassau. Y'all was over there doing nothing. We was over, you know, you guys over here doing your thing over there.
Well, I ain't going to say they was over there doing nothing, but...
When I say nothing, I mean nothing to the part where you're keeping Junkanoo alive in Miami.
Yeah, and I may be wrong, but I think Junkanoo is the true last cultural impact of the Bahamas.
Yes.
You know, because you don't see straw markets like that no more. I mean, we still have the food, but that's getting watered down too. But the art of playing Junkanoo still right now is the purest form of Bahamian culture.
Correct.
I can stand on that. But the thing is, it's like when Barrington Levy, for instance, those that know dancehall, you know, born and grow in Europe, took on dancehall.
Correct. Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't say he's not a dancehall artist.
Right.
There's a lot of dancehall artists that don't play. I mean, never been to Jamaica, and they learn dancehall and they play dancehall in Europe.
That's a good point.
So you can't say they're not a dancehall artist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially if your roots is there. If your roots is there, your roots is there.
Bro,
you understand?
But the thing is that we over here, we learn the culture. We learn the Bahamian culture. Most of us are descendants of the Bahamas. I'm a descendant of, my mom and dad is Bahamian. You know, I go back and forth to Bahamas from young, but not as much now. But at the same time, you don't necessarily have to be born there to say that it's in you.
Correct.
You know, so you embrace your culture, you play it, you learn it, you have a respect for it, and you just push it forward, bro. Just keep pushing it forward. You just in another land pushing it forward. So I used to hate, man, you see people play over here sweating and staying up late at night making costumes and learning their craft and playing and bloody hands and blisters and everything. And then you have Americans will come over here, even Bahamians will come over here and say, "Nah, that ain't the real Junkanoo. That ain't no real Junkanoo." That's like a slap in the face.
To me, doesn't even make sense. Why? Because knowing how to beat that drum is the original. That's authentic right there.
Yeah, that rhythm, that pattern.
That rhythm right there, it stands from that right there. And everything else, especially with Junkanoo, is so unique. You could actually add any tambourine, you could add any type of thing towards it, and that would still be Junkanoo. You cannot water down Junkanoo once
you can't.
When the beat is started. You can't water that down. It's impossible.
And it's a spiritual thing. So, I don't care if you get caracas, if you get cymbals, if you get any other, if you get two coconut branches and hit them together, that's what you feel to play.
Back in the days, that's how even rake and scrape started. The sword, we used that sword to actually make a sound out of it.
Listen,
and that's what it's called, rake and scrape.
Rake and scrape,
you understand?
You scrape the washboard.
Scrape the washboard. Right.
You get the saw. Yeah, you get the saw. Because, that's really...
It only with time things developing, we started getting, with technology, things that started to change.
Yeah, it changed. And then, but what I'm saying is the new generation, they hear what they hear right now, and they think that's it, and you can't change it. Right. But it comes from years ago of doing other things. Junkanoo didn't sound like this 50 years ago. Right. So you can't hate on what was happening then, just like you can't hate on what's going to happen in the future. Correct, what I'm saying? So however you make your costume, however colors you feel it is, that's from what your spirit tells you to do. You do it.
You do it.
You know what I'm saying? Just like, come on. We came from sponges. They had full sponge costumes. That was at the time. That's what they felt to do, and that's what they, So.
All right. Then speaking of costumes, right? How would you separate Junkanoo costumes compared to a Trinidadian costume? Is there any difference in it, or because are we using the same things? Or because I know, for one, moving on down on Bay Street and stuff like that, I know costumes is big. That's when you're traveling underneath the costume or whatever, and somebody's carrying this whole banner or whatever. But we're talking about just a simple costume, just to throw on your body. The armor. Is there a difference, or do you see a difference between them and the Trinidadian?
It's a big difference. Trinidad costumes, they're light. They're using more thinner materials, more fabric. There's sewing machines involved, and it's to dance in.
Correct.
Their dances, they need flexibility. Okay. They need that type of breathing room to do it. And the women wear more of a bathing suit type thing, so it's more of a body showing type thing. Right, but with Junkanoo, it's not about showing the body so much. It's about the beauty that you could put on and let that costume be the beauty along with you. But actually, it's not about showing your body.
And then I know with putting Bill in the costume, with time consumed, with pacing and all that.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, too. And it's a difference either in costumes here in South Florida as costumes back home. Because back home, they make intricate because it's all for Bay. It's all for New Year's. Right. It's when they show out. They show up and show out. So they spend a lot of time on intricate parts, the little tricks. So when you look at it up close, and you're like, wow, you could see the time that was put in it, right?
Correct, right.
It's not the same over here because we build costumes over here that's built to last. Because understand, these guys are playing 4 or 5 shows a weekend. You know what I mean? And they got to put it on, throw it in the trunk, take it and put it on, throw it in, sweat it out, throw it back in the trunk and take it back in the house and put it in the closet. And it's a lot of transportation. There's a lot of wear and tear on the costumes here. So they can't be that intricate. You have to really take great care of your costumes because it's a lot of putting on and taking off and, So the costumes have to be built a little bit different over here, especially just for the wear and tear, the use.
Right.
So yeah.
So tell me, where do you see, or what would you want to happen for Junkanoo in Miami in the near future or in the next year or two? Is there any plans, or is there something that you would like to see more of, or?
Yeah. What I do want to see, me personally, I may not speak for everybody else because personally, I would like to see more participation from up and coming youth. I'm not just going to say Bahamians. I'd like to see, some descendants of the Bahamas, grow up in Junkanoo and pick up the craft and learn it and utilize it. I'd like to see youth groups. I'd like to see, church groups. I'd like to see more school groups, young kids participating in Junkanoo and building their own groups with their own costumes, learning the fundamentals, of the music and the costuming. I'd like to see that because it just can't be. I mean, we have our groups here in South Florida. You have longtime members that's been playing and stuff like that, but we need some fresh blood. Right. We need some new, fresh blood to be able to carry it into the future. Because when you bring young cats in, they have their own ideas of how it should look, how it should sound, and it's only a benefit, because one thing I hate right now, and hate is a strong word, but say one thing I dislike right now is that if you look at it within the last 10 years, all the groups here in South Florida, ain't much change. Same music, same pattern, pretty much same costume format. Ain't much. I mean, shout out to Fat Boy. Fat Boy did a China costuming for the Goombay. Okay. He presented it at Goombay this year, and it was different. It was nice. Oh, wow. It was nice. I don't know if he got his recognition, but Fat Boy Junkanoo, yeah. Shout out to Fat Boy. Yeah, you did your thing, man, with that. Yeah. And they put a lot of time and work and effort into it. And I like to see the envelope being pushed forward, from members, from new, fresh blood, the interest. That's what I want to see. I want to see more youth get involved with Junkanoo here in South Florida.
All right. For me personally, I would like to see more like a Junkanoo, like even having an area that we could actually come together on maybe on a Sunday, like a Sunday vibes. Because us right now, us as Bahamian, we only like 35 minutes away, up and down over there.
I think it's 329,000 miles. No, 329. 100 or something like that. 329 miles.
35 minutes ride.
Yeah, short little skip.
You could get to Nassau faster than you could get to West Palm Beach.
You can get to Bimini even faster than that.
But I would like to see something down here that we, people us Bahamian able to come together on a weekend and just come together and ride for Junkanoo wise. And like back in the days, I don't know if you remember, they had Tugboat Alley.
Yeah, little hangout spot.
It's a hangout spot.
They say it's a spot up on West Dixie somewhere, a food truck, a Bahamian food truck guy.
I heard about it.
I can't find it. And if anybody know, please, inbox me.
Inbox me and put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments. Let me know where it is or where it's at because I got some guys that they talk about it, but nobody knows the address. And it's a food truck type thing, so I don't think it's like it's a address that you could just Google it or something like that. So, but
hey,
that would be good.
That would be good. Like, let's come together, man, and just try to bring this Bahamian thing together.
Yeah, under the food and under the culture,
under the same one culture. No disrespect to any other culture, because you guys are welcome to come along. I love me some Trinidadian, I love me some Vincent, St. Lucia, shout out to
St.
Jamaican,
Kitts,
Jamaica.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's all love,
Croix. Yeah, shout out to Guyana. Shout out
to
Barbados.
Invasions.
And this is another debate I want to bring up.
That's another debate. Hey, let's think about it.
No. I got a debate, boy, that people say the Bahamas is in the Caribbean. Uh-huh. It's not in the Caribbean Sea. It's in the Atlantic Ocean. So when people say, "Oh, you're Caribbean," I have a problem with that. Uh-huh. I don't feel we are Caribbean. Okay. And I need somebody to show us that we are Caribbean because we are not in the Caribbean Sea. Yeah. So that's the debate.
That's a debate
y'all can have. That's also a debate y'all can have. But
now, this is the debate of the century. What I would want to have.
What, teaching you how to shake bells?
No, not even that. Speaking of the Caribbean, and I'm talking about our accent.
Oh.
Which one would you consider the most easiest to understand? Would you say the Bahamian accent? Would you say the Bayesian accent?
Bayesians. I can't understand Bayesians like that, especially when they get mad. Oh, no. When Bayesians get mad, when their mother skunt. Bayesians go off, boy. They go off.
I mean, that's something like us too. With the mother sick.
Yeah, the mother sick. Mother sick.
That?
Yeah, we got our things. We got our slangs and stuff. But I can't say I don't understand Bahamians because, Bahamians, so I understand. But other people outside of the culture, they probably were like, what the hell going on? Yeah, because I got some cousins, boy. They, especially when they get to drinking.
Right.
Yeah, man, the average English-speaking person can't understand what this But Trinidad,
yeah, Trinidad.
I like Trinidad. Trinidadian accents. I like Trinidadian accents.
The Trinidadian women accent, I like that.
What you want them to say? What you like when they say?
The Carlis boy.
Oh, Carlis.
Carlis boy.
Yeah. No, I think Trinidad, yeah. Jamaican accents. Jamaican.
Yeah,
but I ain't talking country Jamaican, because they could get like to the point where it's I can't understand. But, a little watered down, Americanized Jamaican accent. Yeah, I like that. I got people from the Panhandle, Nicaragua, that got good accents. I mean, everybody got their own little twang. You know what I mean? Their own little something. But ain't nothing as beautiful as Bahamian accent, man. Once Bahamians put that little singing thing on there, you can't have it. You say,
you saying? You know what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Man ain't got no time for it. Man, come here to deal with this one thing. Man ain't come for this.
Hey, yo, but I just came from, and I just came from South Carolina.
Right.
And, you got your Gullah Geechee, and it's a whole story in that, too, on how that accent got to the Bahamas.
Oh, really?
But that's a whole nother thing, yeah. The Underground Railroads, and we talking the Civil War here in America, and British slave owners taking their slaves, and they dividing up parts of the Bahamas and giving them land with their slaves, from South Carolina, from Georgia, from Tennessee and Alabama and stuff. So that's a whole nother story. We ain't going to get into that right now. But, yeah, ain't nothing like a Bahamian accent, though, man.
Right, exactly.
Ain't nothing like it. But your mission, how you got here to America, though? What's your travels? I mean, as far as your upbringing and time spent here.
For me, I migrated from Nassau. What year was that, 93?
Specifically March 5th?
93, came down here, went to school down here in Edison High. Shout out to Edison, Red Raiders.
Red Raiders, okay. The old building or the new building? When they changed over?
The old building.
Old building, wow.
Yeah, I understand. So, and then learn to live in the Miami lifestyle. I guess I could say I'm one that born partially raised in Nassau and truly really raised in Miami. You understand?
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. So where you grew up in? You grew up where? In Larchmont?
Little Haiti. Yeah, Larchmont area. Little Haiti.
Okay.
Back and forth.
The other side of 95. I was right over there in Sugar Hill.
Oh, yeah.
But you was a little bit behind me, though. So I was already out and about. I was off the porch by the time you was still
I was still on the porch. I ride around to see Uncle Al and them.
And the crazy thing, I knew Uncle Al from when he was just a little kid, man, and they started building speakers around the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I watched Uncle Al grow up, man, to who he became. I had front row seats with that. Never knew. But rest in peace, bro. Rest in peace, Uncle Al, bro. Yeah. But, man, so we're going to keep this podcast up, and our intentions is to have guests.
Correct.
We're going to have Junkanoo members. We're going to have people from the community, the Bahamian diaspora, whether you're a descendant, whatever you're doing in here in South Florida, and your contribution to the culture, the Bahamian culture, here in South Florida. We want to have you sit down here, and we want to talk to you, and we want to understand, your mindset and what you're doing to keep
Bahamian alive.
Keep the Bahamian culture alive here in South Florida. Saying that it shouldn't die off here because we're so close.
Right.
This should be another island of the Bahamas. We so close. But we here, we deep. I mean, Bahamians deep. So we just need something to keep the glue together, keep us cohesive. And we want to make this to the glue that's keeping our culture alive here in South Florida, because we don't have a voice. Right. We need a voice. So maybe this is just the start of many other voices. Right. So, Bahamians and friends of the Bahamas, right, come sit down and we'll chop it up.
Let's chop it up. Let's talk. And like the late great Bob say, one love.
One love. Yeah. One aim, one destiny. Yeah. So this is just the introduction part. So it's just the introduction. So it's just two men rambling right now. Daysu and Carlis. We just gonna try and keep this thing going and make it exciting for y'all. So
shout out. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.